Produced by Victoire.
Seekers of the truth, welcome back to Power and Glory, the podcast. This is where you come to discover the power of the truth. And today, that truth is going to lead us on a journey investigating the resurgence of Brock Lesnar. I'm one of your co-stars, the Master Emir, joined by my co-star, ladies and gentlemen. He's a WCW and WWE superstar, Mr. Pretty, Paul Roma.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming on board, and it's going to be an exciting show.
It is indeed. And returning, ladies and gentlemen, drum roll, please. It's been a while, but we are graced once again with the presence of our superstar, soon to be megastar, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mario Mancini. Paul, you
don't learn.
Yeah.
I know you don't learn.
I know.
We don't learn.
No, we don't learn.
And now with what's going on, maybe we should have a show on that.
Yeah.
Of what he's going to be doing.
Yeah.
Potentially doing.
Yeah. Mario, do you want to spill the beans before we begin on what you may potentially be doing?
Well,
so you are here.
I might be doing 90 Day Fiance.
There you go. Exclusive breaking news right here. Mario Mancini may be doing the 90 Day Fiance TV series.
I think if you trim down in the face a little bit, you might be able to pull off Burt Reynolds.
I'm gonna attempt to do this.
Yes.
Yeah. Instead of the 80s porn star, I think Burt Reynolds may be a good thing. I mean, look at 90 Day Fiance. I mean, that means you could bail out.
Listen, here's the deal. In the 89th day, screw job. No. Listen, everybody who's close to me knows that I've given up on American women.
Yeah, we know that, Mario. Yeah, that's true. So you gotta look elsewhere, and apparently 90 Day Fiance is going to be the one to deliver that to you. Yeah.
If you came across a bear and a man in the woods, who would you choose? 80% of the women said the bear. You could keep the bear. You could do whatever you want. More power to you. Power.
Yeah. Wow. Oh. That's pretty sad. That's actually called bestiality right there. Major sin right there.
I am searching where the old school values still exist. I treat you like a lady. You treat me like a man. Down the middle, 50-50. And we live life like this.
Yeah.
Because here's the woman, and here's the man, and here's Jesus Christ.
Amen.
And if you take Jesus out of your relationship,
game over.
Absolutely.
The house collapses.
Yep. Speaking of 50-50, before you go on, Mario, I don't want to let on our seekers of the truth. Smash that subscribe button. Hit the likes. Share with your friends and family. Also, if you want to join and become a member and see our raw, exclusive content, you're going to have to hit the join button, which can only be found, I am told, on your laptop version of YouTube or on your TV screens. A lot of people have been emailing me and saying, hey, I want to join, but I can't join. I can't find the button. That's because you won't be able to see it on your cell phones. You have to look at our channel on a computer or on a TV screen. That's the only place you're going to be able to hit join. And I'm sorry, that's not me making those rules. That's Netflix. So I just want to get that out of the way. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off on there, Mario, but before we roll any further, we have to get them hitting those buttons.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, all right. So since you've been gone, Mario, a lot has happened in pro wrestling. Brock Lesnar made his return. Now, arguably in fantastic shape. I'm not disrespecting that at all. Fantastic. But again, it's this resurgence of a guy who was at the top of the card 20 years ago. So it's pulling from the past to try and make the present better. Not to mention the fact that Brock was embroiled in controversy with the Vince McMahon trial just about a year ago. So, Paul, let's start with you. What are your thoughts on bringing Brock Lesnar back in?
Uh, Listen, I don't know Brock personally. Um, I think he's I think he's a great attribute for the WWE.
Mhm.
I think it's a smart move. I think it's actually a brilliant move. I think Brock is still over. Um, he's still in good shape.
Mhm.
Again, the people dig him.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great move. What came of the accusations? I don't know.
Mhm.
Whatever they were, they didn't stick. If unless it's still an ongoing investigation, that could be the case. But um, the small clip that I saw with Brock hitting the ring, the people loved it.
Mhm.
So you know what? More power to him. Good for
Okay.
him.
Okay, cool. Mario, what say you about this Brock Lesnar situation?
I don't know Brock Lesnar, but what's that tell you?
Nothing.
They got nothing.
Okay.
If you have to reach back into the past and recycle someone, you got nothing. You got nothing current
Hmm.
that's good enough to bring you to the level that you're looking for.
Yeah.
So what do? You got to bring somebody back.
Yeah.
You know
But
what I mean?
what's crazy is though, Mario, is you're not just pulling from 5 years ago. You're pulling from, I mean, Brock was at the top in 2002. You're going back 23 years now. It's a long time to pull back. Paul, that would be like you back in 95 in WCW and then reaching back and pulling someone from 1973.
Yeah, listen, again, I agree with Mario with what he
Yeah.
said, right? I mean, it makes sense. They don't know, they don't have anybody. However, on the flip side, as I just stated, um, I think it's a great move. I
Mhm.
mean, who doesn't want to see nostalgia, so to speak? Who
Yeah.
doesn't want to see somebody from the past coming current
Mhm.
and still able to move around?
Paul does make a good point, Mario. I don't want to be the man to, proverbially stir the pot here between the two of you, but I am
Ah,
this week. But he makes a good point. I mean, why don't you want to see nostalgia, Mario? Why not?
Why not get the payday? I mean, the payday's got to be tremendous.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Listen,
or not,
or
or not.
listen. This is what Roma always talks about. And Brock, to his credit, like Roma said, is in great shape. Probably can still pull it off. Um, but this is what Roma always talks about. Only sadly, these guys are in their 70s when Roma says, these guys still think the phone's gonna ring.
Hmm.
Well, you know what? It doesn't ring for many, but it rang for Brock. God bless him.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. God bless him indeed.
Yeah,
I just wonder, what's interesting is Brock, again, talked about the controversy. Maybe it didn't stick. But you got other guys like Enzo Amore. Are the two of you familiar with Enzo?
yeah.
I am. Wasn't he more of a comedy deal?
Yes, he was. He's the guy with the big beard, the big eyes, and the big blonde hair. Well, Enzo got embroiled in some controversy a number of years back. He has never resurfaced, not once. And
Right,
I
because
don't.
he's not bringing in. I don't think he could bring in the people that certain people could bring in. Look,
Well, that's the thing, Amir. Let me ask you something. In your opinion, was Enzo? Was he at level one, top tier draw? Was he a mid card guy? Was he a lower mid card guy?
He was a mid card guy.
They don't give a damn about those guys. They
Okay.
don't care.
no,
You
no.
this
Listen,
is
I
what.
think you could bring Triple H back. I think he could come back and have if his injuries aren't too severe.
Hmm.
Well, his
Uh,
heart. He's got a heart condition, but
oh, does he? Oh,
well, you're talking Triple H, um, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
yeah.
It's those guys that you're call. It's like, are they going to call Taker back? Which I had a very interesting conversation about Taker with the Godfather up in Montreal,
Yes, she
and
did.
and whether you call him the Godfather or you call him Papa Shango or you call him Charles, the nicest guy from that era I have ever met. Absolute gentleman, respectful, fantastic human being. Fantastic.
Yeah, he definitely came off that way, from what I heard.
Yeah, fantastic. He absolutely amazing person.
I've never had the privilege of having a conversation with him, but I hope.
And if you did meet him, it would be a privilege, because you know what? He didn't have to listen to me, and he did intently. He listened at one point because he signed a couple of autographs. Because I'm sorry, go ahead, finish. You know what I mean? Just I can't say
A
enough good
gentleman.
things. I can't say enough good things about him. He was just incredible, and we had a very nice conversation, and he's just an incredible person. Incredible. Why don't they call him back?
Yeah.
He looks great.
I tell you what, now that you've brought that up, Mario, not to share this, we're breaking the fourth wall here, but let's do our other segment on that particular topic. You've already teased it right here. So let's do that. We'll replace one of our topics this week, and we'll talk about the Undertaker situation, which you said to me the other night on the phone, and what transpired with Charles, with Papa Shango. So let's do that as well today. So, but going back to Brock, one last thing before we close this segment out. But what I'm hearing here and what I'm getting, though, is that if you're at the top level, then you can break rules and you can get embroiled in controversy and you can just keep coming back. I mean, I know
he's done, that's the way it's been done when it was the WWF.
Yeah.
Right? You had Duggan got caught with the Sheik.
Right.
Right? On a Jersey Pike. Smoking dope.
Mm-hmm.
And that was taboo. I mean, these guys were supposed to be hated enemies.
Yeah.
But here they are, buddy down the highway.
Yeah.
And again, they overcame that. So this is a lot easier, I think.
Yeah.
Unless, again, somebody's brought up on charge. I mean, we only heard, what may have happened.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently maybe it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Maybe he turned state evidence. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe, who knows? But again, there's certain people that just they gave him the it factor.
Mm-hmm.
The Undertaker. They pumped money into him, and it worked. The it factor.
Yeah.
Stone Cold brought himself, up. And, he gave himself the it factor, but Vince couldn't deny it after that.
Mm-hmm.
So it worked.
Yeah.
There's certain guys that, Hogan had the it factor. Just how it is. They could bring him back for the most part. Yeah. They tried to bring him back too much because, again, people just started booing him the last time he walked out in front of the in the arena with Jimmy Hart. And he tried to say that they're booing the American flag. Yeah. Try something else.
That was sad, but I think that was more politically driven than anything else. I think that's what that was about. That was the sad part. I think had that been in another state, it would have been a different story. I think, I
don't know.
But we'll never know. We'll never know.
Right.
Sadly. Know. So God rest Hogan's soul. But interesting how, again, but you're very right, Paul, though. Brock has the it factor. And again, if nobody has stepped up to the plate all these years later, that's why he's there, because again, there's nobody else filling those big shoes. And you just got to think maybe eventually some of these guys will start getting the hint that if you want to have that longevity like Brock or somebody like John Cena, start acting a little bit more like them. Start being.
Yeah, well, I think, real quick on Cena, he's doing, I guess, more movies now.
Yeah.
And it's because he went out and acted the fool.
Yeah.
During the awards.
Yeah.
Coming out basically naked.
Mm-hmm.
But it was worth it for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The old saying of selling your soul.
Yeah.
To the devil, right? For money.
Yeah.
He sold his soul. We all know that.
Yeah.
Does he do good things like make a wish and,
Mhm.
and maybe some other things? Sure.
Yeah.
He does that. But, does that rectify everything else? I don't think so.
No.
You know what I mean? It's like, just going and murdering somebody and then saying, well, I know God to forgive me.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go and rape somebody and go, oh, I know God to forgive me. Like when does it stop? So, when is money not the root of all evil?
Yeah.
It says for right. I mean, that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
He definitely did it for the notoriety and to make money.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
So
I mean, I
he
agree with
sold
you.
himself out.
I agree with you, Paul. There's certain lines that should never be crossed. And one of the lines that should never be crossed, students looking to educate yourselves and seek the truth here, is that you not smashing that subscribe button, hitting the likes and sharing and joining and becoming a valued member of the Masters of Wrestling in Power and Glory. But that's going to do it for this segment. Be sure to check back in with us in a couple of days where you'll see exactly what Mario was talking about, and go over to our members section where you'll see our special episode of Power and Glory this week. Uncensored, unfiltered, raw, behind the scenes. You are not going to want to miss it. But remember, on your computer or on your TV is the only place you'll find that join button. So from all of us on Power and Glory this week, God bless you, and we'll see you on the next one.